Welcome back to Profit Guru. I'm Cassandra Barney and I'm a full-time Amazon seller. In this video, we're going to talk all about how to choose the right niche and category for these wholesale bundles that you're about to put together. This is actually video number 2 in a mini-series that's going to involve 8 different videos to teach you guys exactly how to come up with a bundle and then list it on Amazon. So if you missed video number 1 where we talked all about the wholesale bundling concept, I'm going to link it right above for you to check out. So in video number 1, we talked all about what the wholesale bundling concept looked like. And now in this video, we're about to talk about how to choose the right category to get into. One that's not too competitive, but one that you know there's a demand for a product. From there, we're going to talk about how do we find our vendors and our catalogs to start finding our products to put our bundles together. Let's go. So first, we're going to want to decide what category do we want to be selling in. And to do that, you could come here to Amazon and go to the All button. This is going to show you all of the categories that you can sell in on Amazon. So we have arts and crafts, baby, books, garden. So what you want to do is go through and think about, all right, which category am I most interested in? Now, there are some that I feel and a lot of other people feel are better than others. So for example, electronics, I avoid that because electronics can break. So with that, you might have a lot of returns that are coming in. So I would highly suggest stay away from electronics. The baby category, a lot of that is going to be gated. So if something is gated for you, that means you're not approved to sell it. Same with automotive. So some of the ones that are more safe but are really popular that I would definitely suggest to you. Down here, garden and outdoor, that's a popular category. Grocery and gourmet foods, that can be a fun one. I like to put together these types of bundles, but I will say that you have to be careful because sometimes when you order the products that you want in the bundle, the expiration date might not be very far out. Right here, those are great. Health and household, home and business, home and garden is a good one. Pet supplies. Beauty, you're probably going to want to avoid beauty as well, especially if you don't have an LLC set up, because things that are going on the skin could cause reactions. Those could be something where a customer is coming back at you and saying, this product caused this damage to me. So you kind of want to avoid risky products like that. And then toys and games is also another great one. So first, you're going to want to think about which category am I most interested in selling in, and the ones that I was just mentioning, those are really great performing categories. Now, next, what you're going to want to do is find some wholesale catalogs that carry these types of categories that you want to sell in, so you can start looking through them and getting some ideas of what you could buy from them to make a profit off of. So a lot of people say, well, can't I just go with arbitrage items? Do I have to be opening up wholesale accounts? Well, like I mentioned in the last video, if you're going through the wholesaler directly, you're going to get the bottom dollar price, which will be a bit cheaper than just buying it from the big name brand store. There's also a couple more reasons why I suggest to go through a wholesaler and not just arbitrage. Let me show you one example. So before I get to this listing right here that we're on, a couple of reasons why going with just straight up arbitrage isn't a good idea. Number one, the cost is higher. You're not getting it from the wholesale directly, so the cost is going to be higher, which means you're probably going to have to just look for sales. The items on their own probably aren't going to be low enough to bring you back enough profit. And who's going to want to have to just wait for sales every time they want to order more stock? And the other reason is things go out of stock, especially now in the day of age we're living in. I know in my area, things are out of stock at the stores a lot. So if you let your listing, your bundle go out of stock and there's no more for customers to order, that is going to drop your rank. And the better the rank you have, the more likely your things are selling faster. So you don't want your rank to fall. You want to be ranked for these keywords and these items. And now to this listing, why I brought you here. Well, this is a cake mix and a frosting mix that you can just get at any store. These are arbitrage items. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit, but this is one of the first bundles that I put together. Now, here's the problem with just going with straight up arbitrage items. I knew that I had to put something with this to try to keep other people off of it. So I created this listing. I was the only seller on it. I was getting all of the sales. Now, what I did is I put my own branded packaging on it. I thought that this would be enough alone to deter people away and not want to jump on the listing. They wouldn't have the same poly bag, so I figured it wouldn't be an exact match and they wouldn't jump onto the listing. But the brand here is generic. I don't have a trademark that I put on with this. So therefore, when another seller does jump on, even though they don't have that poly bag, I know they don't because I made it, I can't do anything. I can't come at them or go to Amazon and file an IP complaint because I'm not a trademark holder. I don't have the brand. So by putting it with just this bag, it was kind of wishful thinking, but it did not keep people away. If I go down a little further here, right here tells you all of the people who are on this listing. I ordered so much of it because it was selling really well. And then you can see there are 40 other sellers on this listing. That number was up to, I think, 74 at one point. Nobody is going to make money off of it. If you come up here, it is only getting roughly 26 sales per month. So if there are over 70 sellers, there's no money to be made on this listing. And that's exactly what happened to me. So that's why I talked in the first video about getting a cake mix and getting a frosting mix, keep people off by putting a branded item with it. Now, if I would have manufactured maybe a cake spatula to go with this that nobody else could make because I made it and I put it right here in the front of the listing, then people wouldn't have been able to jump on. So you learn through your mistakes. This is how you grow, right? By doing things, by trying to apply things and then learning from it. So let me show you this down here. If we look at the sales and the price, when this was first listed, I was listing this and selling it for $25 and people were buying it because nobody else had this on here. I was the only seller and they were buying it. So many other sellers jumped on supply and demand. So you can see the new sale price dropped down to 16. Now it's down to 13. Right now, it's selling for under $5. So this is why you want to keep competition off of your listings. As soon as there's too much competition, they all start competing with each other. All the sellers start competing because they want the sales and they start dropping that price down, 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 down. And now nobody's winning. There's no way that anybody selling this for $488 is making a profit at all. Because after the Amazon fees right there are around that much. So now this listing is no good for everybody involved. So it's very unfortunate. And that's why I'm teaching this to you guys about how to avoid this. But those are some reasons why you don't just want to take arbitrage items and put them together in a bundle. Instead, we are going to try and find the bottom dollar price by looking at some wholesaler catalogs and opening up some wholesale accounts. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused because they'll go onto Google and they will just type in wholesale distributors. And guess what? Not a lot pops up because most wholesalers, or most good wholesalers anyways, they don't have the word wholesale in the title of their name. So you have to know other ways to find them. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. A great way to find a ton of wholesalers and all of their information is right at Profit Guru. So we're going to log in. And right here, we are going to the Suppliers tab. Our supplier directory will help you find wholesale partners that meet your product and price requirements. So we're going to come here and start looking for some wholesalers to establish a partnership with. And now you'll notice that the names that are coming up, they don't have the word wholesale in their names. So that's why it can be really hard for sellers, especially new sellers, to find wholesale companies. Now you could come up here and type in some keywords, maybe the specific categories that you're searching for to kind of narrow it down, or you could just go straight through and start looking at the wholesaler's information. So let's look here. Maybe we're interested in some towels. The reason why I like to use this database to search is because all of the information is right there. So I could go to their website and look at the specific products they have available. I could send them an email from here if I'm interested in opening up a wholesale account. And I even have their phone number. So I don't have to go searching out for these things. They're all right here. So I can see we have hooded towels. They come in animal and superhero designs. Adult size products are also available. So if I was interested in maybe putting together this towel set, and this towel was the first piece in the set that I wanted to start with, the first thing I'm going to do is go to the website and look at the products. So I can see there is different soaps, gels, and we have some bathrobes here. So when I'm first just doing my base research, one of the first things I'm looking at is the price. I'm reselling. So with this, I'm going to have to raise the price and have to pay Amazon fees too. So if the price seems like something that is already too high and I shouldn't be raising it too much more, I'm probably not going to go with that wholesaler. So just looking here at these different bathrobes, that seems expensive to have a $50 bathrobe. So I would just X out, go back to the page, and keep looking at more wholesalers. So keeping with the towel theme, if that was the type of bundle we're trying to create, I see another one here. So if I ended up liking their products, the very first thing that I would do is reach out to them. I would send them an email. And conveniently, I have their email address right here. A lot of people want to know if they have to set up an LLC before they can start opening up wholesale accounts. And the answer is no, but maybe. And the reason why I say that is because not all suppliers like to work with Amazon sellers. And a lot of suppliers are getting these same emails that I'm about to send to this one. They might be getting the same email 100 times a day. So what's going to set me apart and make them want to open up a wholesale account with me versus somebody else? So that's where it could be a benefit for you to open up an LLC. At the very least, you do need to do this. You need to Google what you need to establish for reselling credentials in your state because it varies by state. So you're going to want to probably at the very least get a resale certificate because wholesalers are going to want to see this. They don't like to just open up wholesale accounts to average people on the streets. So you're going to want to make yourself look as businesslike and professional as possible by at least having that minimum business credential of having a resale certificate. They're going to ask for that majority of the time. But if you do want to go the extra step to make yourself look even extra professional and make it a better chance that even more wholesalers are going to want to work with you, that's where getting the LLC could be a good idea. And it's actually not hard to do. So one great place that you can go to is right here at LegalZoom.com. It's going to cost you maybe around $100 and it is super easy. You'll go here to start your business and then it'll step by step walk you through. You put in what you want for your LLC name, search and make sure that nobody else has that same name. And it's very easy to do. So there's one option for you if you do want to set up your LLC. And like I mentioned in the first video in this series, your LLC protects you. So it separates things. So if you did want to create a beauty bundle and somebody put something on their skin like a lotion and it caused some type of reaction where they had to go to the doctors and now they're coming at you trying to sue you, the LLC is going to separate things. It's going to separate your personal assets from your business. So it definitely is a good protection to have. So that's the first form of contact you're going to want to make is to send the supplier an email right here. So there's their email. So in this email, what I would say is that I'm interested in their products. If I had those business credentials, if I had the LLC, I'm going to put that in there too. I'm going to tell them, listen, this is my business name. I'm really interested in selling these towels that you have. I have an LLC. I have my reseller certificate, yada, yada, yada. Please get back to me and let me know what the options are for us to form a wholesale relationship together. I don't like to tell them in that first initial email that I'm an Amazon seller because there are just so many people selling on Amazon now that, like I said, this supplier could be getting a ton of emails on the daily from Amazon sellers. So I'm not going to say that in my initial meeting with them, trying to establish the relationship. So then after they email me back, that's when I would then disclose to them, if they said they want to pursue this further and what were my ideas, what were my order sizes like, because that's a leverage too. If you're saying that you're going to be buying hundreds and hundreds of a stock item, that's what they want to see. They don't want to start working with people who are only going to buy like little quantities here and there. So then depending on what they ask you back, now this is when you're going to want to tell them, so listen, I sell on Amazon, but I have some ideas. Here's my idea for this. And you would present it. So you want to show it how it's a partnership, how they're not just helping you, but how you're helping them too. What are you going to do with the listing? What are you planning to maybe bundle it with? Talk about how you're putting it with other items and exactly what's going to go into that listing, how you're going to set it apart from other listings and show that you know what you're doing and that you know how to make these sell, to make them want to open up that relationship. But you need to have a backbone because a lot of no's are going to come your way. So you're going to want to apply to as many wholesalers as possible as soon as you're seeing catalogs that you're interested in, because you're going to hear a lot of no's, and that's okay. To get those yeses, you're going to have to get some no's along the way too. So just keep emailing and opening up that initial dialogue of contact, and then after you've had the initial contact, that's when you do want to be transparent and tell them that you do plan on selling these items on Amazon. Now, there's also another place that I like to go to look for catalogs, and that is the ASD trade show. So this is a trade show that takes place in Las Vegas. I'm not really interested in traveling to Las Vegas. It's on the other side of the country for me. And instead, I can find all of the suppliers that are going to be at that trade show right online. So let me show you how to do that. So rather than going to Vegas, you're going to come here to asdonline.com/search vendors/. Next, you'll come down to search products for the vendor search by product category. So now you're going to be able to see all of the exhibitors that go to this trade show. What I really like about this is right here, all of them that you see with this little logo beside them, that means that they are open to selling to e-commerce and Amazon sellers. So that is great. You're going to know right off the bat which suppliers are willing to work with you as an Amazon seller. Now right here, you can see the specific category that the supplier is in. So you could go through and search the ones for the category that you want to create your bundle in. So you can come here, gift and toy, but if I look, it doesn't have this logo here. So I know that they're probably not going to want to work with me. So that's what I'm looking for. Oh, I can see this. There's a gift and toy. So I could come here and start looking at their products. Now from here, you can come down to the products tab and get an idea of what they're selling. You can also just come right here and go right to their website. So something that we talked about in the first video in this series is that the wholesale price, yes, it's going to be a bit cheaper than what you can buy it for off the shelf from, say, Walmart, but it's not going to be so much cheaper that you're going to make a huge profit off of it. So let me show you this one, for example. This is a Cuisinart magnetic grilling spice set. Now you can get this for $16.03 per unit. So I came over to Amazon and I searched for those keywords and I found the exact product right here. So if this is currently selling for $24.99 and I bought this, I'll input my cost price to $16.03. You can see that right here, there's negative profit. There's a negative $1.40 profit. And that's why this wholesale bundling concept is so powerful, because now I can throw some things together that could go with this to increase the value to the customer. And that's going to raise my profit margins because I'm not going to have to pay as many fees. I'm going to be able to bundle multiple products together, pay that still one fee, and my profits will go up. So this ASD is a great place to come to because there are a ton of different suppliers here, and you can just start going through and looking at all of the products that they have. Now that you've found the niche in the category that you want to be selling in, you've looked at some catalogs, and you found some wholesalers that you want to start buying some products for, now the next video is going to be all about the research. There is a lot of research that goes into putting the right bundle together because let's face it, you want your bundle to sell. So how do you know that this bundle of items that you're putting together is going to be profitable? By doing the research. So in the next video in this series, we're going to be talking about all of the research that goes into making sure that your bundle is a good bundle. I'll see you then.